Hi, a popular question that I like to ask my students is about how they feel their life has changed since maybe March of 2020. That was when it hit us that we are going to have COVID. If you're doing general paper for A levels, it can be a question. The concept of being able to take charge of your learning. That's number one, self-directed learning. For the first time in history, we use technology. The teacher is separated from the student by a computer screen, Zoom, and there is no interaction face to face but through this box. And the teacher is summarizing the main points of the subject, and the students supposed to have the maturity to use signals to tell the teacher, okay, stop, it's too fast, too soft, too unclear, can you please repeat? So so sometimes the teacher may not, the teacher can use tools, all these like Kahoot and all that stuff, but the instantaneous element of teaching and understanding has changed more to self-directed learning. So many students, they told me that they initially found it very challenging, but then later on they felt it was so normal, and they actually feel they've grown up since HBL, home-based learning, and Zoom. They feel that somehow other, they it's as if they went to polytechnic, like they're in secondary school, but there's a certain element of trust, and there's a certain element where they actually put their learning and they take charge of their learning. So these are some ideas that if your son or daughter is sitting for A levels this year and comes out GP, that is the element of trust that you know that as you're listening to a lesson, you're not being distracted by other forms, like you're watching on your computer and you have a mobile phone there. So that's one. Secondly, the concept of being able to plan your time. And number three, unfortunately, this could also bring in the digital divide, because some people may not have the technology, or may not have enough Wi-Fi, or may not have a home Wi-Fi, so have to look for a place to get Wi-Fi. So this will expose um, the digital gap. Another problem with when COVID came is the concept of KPI. Not only the KPI of the student, but KPI of the teacher. And the teacher's role has changed. Not only the teacher is supposed to transfer knowledge, but the teacher must ensure that through this digital communication, that the student gets the, the right idea, the best idea, and somehow or other the student doesn't fall back this past 2 years of COVID. Another problem is the family dynamics. During COVID, maybe the student is using a certain area of the home. The dad and the mom is also using the same table. I have students who told me that that's quite a challenge, because as my student is talking to the teacher, um, the voice of my student goes into the dad's Zoom. So they are doing Zoom instantaneously. First time a family is actually doing work on the table. So these are concepts that you can write for your general paper. May come out this year's A levels, about how COVID has empowered students, how COVID has also challenged the concept of learning and understanding and absorbing knowledge. Right? If you need any help, just email me, colinongts@hotmail.com.